AI is rapidly changing how business is done. But how do you and your business profit from this major change in the history of humankind? That's what you'll discover in this episode of the StoryBrand podcast. A very warm welcome to a new episode of the StoryBrand podcast. Straight to you from Leusden in the center of the Netherlands. And today we have another guest, Anh Chu, Cloud Solution Architect from Microsoft. As we spoke to our partner, Microsoft, we spoke a lot lately about AI. The last, I would say, more than a year now, we've been talking about AI with them. And interesting things are coming, by the way. And I was speaking with my main contact person at Microsoft headquarters in Schiphol, Niels Jansen. And I said, we really need somebody from Microsoft to share their vision, your vision of AI, and how we can adopt our business to this major interruption in the history of mankind. And he said, oh, that's simple. There's only one you need to invite, and that's Anh Chu, our cloud solution architect. You know, I would say she's really an expert on data and AI. And the conversation we're about to have will be directed to how your business can profit from AI. How do you bring about a culture where you embrace these changes and really become not afraid of it, not with your toes in the water, but really full in, but with a strategy and well thought out. So really excited that Anh took the time to come to our studio in Leusden, and that we have the privilege and the honor of inviting her, speaking to her, and picking her brain about AI. So without further ado, here is my conversation with Anh Chu. And a very warm welcome in the StoryBrand podcast studio.
Thank you for having me today.
Yes, I'm very excited because, you know, I went to Microsoft and I asked, hey, I would love to interview somebody from Microsoft about artificial intelligence. And Niels, who is a great friend and partner, Microsoft is a great partner of StoryBrand, they said, oh, there's only one that you need. It's Anh. So they are very excited about you and your knowledge and awareness of AI and how you're helping your partners implement AI. So yeah, look forward to this conversation.
Yes, definitely. So maybe I can start with a short introduction about myself. My name is Anh Chu. I'm a partner solution architect at Microsoft Netherlands, and my focus is on generative AI and Copilot. Basically, I'm helping partners to develop and create their offer in Copilot and generative AI and find the perfect product and market fit to bring it to the market. We are living in a very exciting time at the moment, and personally, I think it's gonna be the biggest shift in our generation. Generative AI is not really something in sci-fi movie anymore. So now if you walk out of your house, you look left and right, you probably will already see somebody using ChatGPT, generative AI application every day. And there is no denying there is a hype, but the technology revolution is real.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think that boiling down to the questions like what generative AI in particular mean for each of us.
Yeah.
Personally, or as business owner, as like a sales consultant or marketing specialist, and how we can make generative AI our superpower, how we can take the charge, or we just don't do anything and be left behind.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned a couple of very interesting things, and the first is that you say it's no longer sci-fi, right? We used to watch movies as kids, and we are living in a time where we see this become a reality in our lifetime, right? There's so many possibilities. And I like what you say that this is absolutely, there's a lot of hype around AI, but the technology, the revolution that is taking place there is something we cannot deny, right? So how do you feel like this is going to impact businesses worldwide?
You will see the impact on every individual, every team, every company, and I would say every industry as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting to note that AI is actually not something new. AI has been here for probably like 80, 90 years already, starting with something like a rule-based system.
Yeah.
And then we have like machine learning.
Yeah.
That you probably know it in the form of like an email, a spam email filter in your mailbox. And then we have deep learning as a subset of machine learning. And then we have generative AI. The reasons that generative AI is so revolutionary is that it breaks through the boundaries of machines.
Yeah.
So it's not only good at doing one thing, it's not only analyzing data to make prediction, but it can create original and brand new content. Like for example, you can add ChatGPT to help you write a poem. You can create a beautiful picture and image using Dolly, or you can using GitHub Copilot to help you writing code.
Yeah, it's amazing. So it's been not that long ago that because of tools like Copilot, because of tools like ChatGPT, etc., we became aware much more about artificial intelligence. So what I hear you say, it's going to have a major impact on how we do work, on how teams work, and how businesses do business.
Yep.
In your role at Microsoft, you are helping partners to embrace AI. What are your thoughts about how to embrace AI? What is it that you do on a daily basis? What are the conversations that you are having? Because I can imagine if you're listening to this podcast, it can help us navigate this whole landscape of AI if we know a little bit about what is going on in these conversations.
Yes. So what I usually ask to my partners, so the beginning of the story is that it is undeniable that there are a lot of business opportunities with generative AI.
Yeah.
But how can you start?
Yeah.
I usually advise my partners start with 3 basic questions. And the first question is try to identify your goals. What do you want to achieve with generative AI or AI? Because clear goals help you measure success and also make informed decision.
Yeah.
It can serve as a benchmark for you to measure against what works well and what doesn't work well.
Yeah.
So once you have your goals, you can build AI application, generative AI solution with purpose.
Yeah. That's a great tip.
Yeah.
Start with the end in mind, the goal.
Exactly.
And have that as your benchmark.
Yes. The second question is think about the problem you want to solve with AI or generative AI.
Which could be problems in your own company or for your clients, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there is opportunities everywhere. Maybe you can find a way to improve productivity within your operation. That means you save cost and also increase revenue. Or if it's for your customers, that means you have new business offering.
Yeah.
The thing with like identify a real world problem to solve is help in many ways. So first of all, when you have a clear problem to solve, you can actually allocate your resource better.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, especially in the Netherlands, if we think about IT personnel, we don't really have enough people to as many people as we wish for.
Right.
For the job we need to be done.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And then we have maybe constraint in time and in budget.
Yeah.
So when you have a clear problem to solve, you can allocate the whatever resource you have better to solve that problem.
Yeah, I like it.
Furthermore, stakeholders are more likely to support AI initiatives when it solves a specific real-world problem. So
I love that.
Ensure the stakeholder buy-in. Think about your business decision maker, technical decision maker, and talking about a clear solution for a specific problem. You also help your user to make it easier for your user to find your solution relevance and find the direct benefit of using your solution, which of course will lead to traction.
I like that.
Customer acquisition.
I love that. Yeah. One of the things, and that a little while ago, and I hope to get your perspective on this. A little while ago, I heard an entrepreneur that I really esteem high. He's an international expert in his domain. He said, I will only be part of a business or a board of a business if the business has embraced AI. And he named it an AI first approach. So with every question in a business that comes up, how can we embrace AI? What do you think about that statement?
I would actually love to understand which form of AI he's talking about, because generative AI, cool stuff, very recent.
Yeah.
Yes, but there is also different like AI technique, like machine learning, deep learning.
Yeah.
That have been there for so long, and there's also a lot of application as well.
Yeah.
But it's at this time, if you say I'm using machine learning in my solution, he's still interested in, because it's not like a cool flashing thing.
No.
So yeah, that's just kind of like I actually want to sort of like step on the side of the builder and creator, like startup founder on this. Don't feel scared, or like if somebody asks you, hey, what is the AI aspect of your product or solution?
Right.
First, really make it clarity. Do I really need AI for that, or do I really need generative AI for my solution? And then we think about how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. So the first thing is we need to have the goal clear. What do I want to accomplish? The second is what are the problems we're trying to solve? Because there's the opportunity. Now, I see a couple of opportunities, and I'm curious if you see others, but one of the things we can do with AI tools, if we build something, for example, with the solutions of Microsoft, you have different solutions. We get into that a little bit later, I hope, is productivity increase, like you mentioned. Another one is, so it's more like a time saver, right? I also see that there's a lot of improvement on quality work.
Exactly.
But maybe also like a time saver is also like a money saver, because time is money. What kind of opportunities do you see with businesses? What are the conversations you're having with your partners at Microsoft headquarters in Holland, that you say, well, these are the opportunities I see, like you said, in operations or in. So what do you see as opportunities to think about?
So the opportunities are really a lot over there. And sometimes it's not only one values, but I like to think it in three categories.
Yeah.
The first one is about operational efficiency. So basically you improve productivity, and then you reduce cost. The next one is rebranding or innovate your customer experience.
Cool.
So you bring in new service or transforming your customer service.
Like it, yeah.
And then the first one is, of course, like creating a new revenue stream. So you building something,
Yeah.
new solution with generative AI and AI. So the three team, operational efficiency, improving customer experience, or bring in a brand new revenue stream by creating new offering or product. This actually bring me back to your previous question, because I would love to adding another, like the last point in the other two. So your goals, your pain points. Then when you have your goals and your pain point clear, then it is time to think about what would be your AI strategy, and like how do you actually see the opportunity with AIs. Because in order to have to see the opportunity, you need more than just AI strategy. You also need organizational culture readiness. You need technology strategy, business strategy, and also need to think about compliancy, because as generative AI is become more and more popular, there will be a lot of laws, policy come in order to ensure AI safety and the ethical aspect of AI for user. Think about GDPR,
right?
And also the new EU AI Act is coming up. Last but not least, which is security. Because generative AI can use to enhance security, but it can also use to for phishing or creating defect that harm like the system. So how can you think about cybersecurity in the era of AI?
Yeah. A whole new world of possibilities also gives a whole new world of threats, right?
Exactly.
So that's going to be an interesting topic for the coming years as well, on nations and on continents and on companies and all those kind of things. So really interesting. If you talk about Microsoft, what are the solutions that Microsoft offers companies in order to start working with AI? What are the possibilities here? Because I think everybody knows Copilot by now.
Yeah.
But there's so much more, right?
Yes, of course. So I'm going to talk about the opportunity for business, because I'm working with partners. So the organization is actually using Copilot to build solution. And how I like to see it, you do not need to have like a big team of programmer to actually capture the opportunities with generative AI.
Why not?
The landscape is actually can go from no code to low code and pro code. So what does it mean by no code?
Yeah.
No code opportunity is basically to help companies and organizations to leverage and adopt the existing AI technology and product without building an application from the ground up. So, say data is a foundation of AI. I'm seeing partners in capturing opportunities on Microsoft 365 Copilot. They are helping their customer to adopt Microsoft 365 Copilot by making sure that data is governance correctly.
Right.
So the right people have the right access to the right data. They also do data quality management. So making sure that the data is organized and clean and like easy for the AI to extract the information from.
Yeah.
And next to that, you can do adoption as well, because imagine the IT consultant will definitely use Microsoft 365 Copilot differently from the sales consultant and marketing specialist. How can you do that? You can help your customer by identifying the high impact use case scenario where they can achieve the best results and what prompts they can use to achieve that result.
Perfect. Low code, or actually no code, low code, and pro code, right? Yeah. So there's also this solution that you have where you can use the drag and drop to build your solution, right?
Yes. So that is a low code platform. Microsoft a low code platform is what we nowadays call Microsoft Copilot Studio. So basically, it is a place where a non-programmer can build generative AI application without extensive knowledge in programming.
That's wonderful. That's a big opportunity, I think, for companies. If you want to experiment with AI, you can start using this form of Copilot, right?
Yeah. So imagine that is like building like, let's say, like a Lego house. So you can just use your block. It could be like a generative AI nodes like ChatGPT models.
Yeah.
And you can connect it to your own data, your business system somewhere else, because when the Copilot have access to your own data, it will become more relevant and also more effective on answering your question.
Yeah.
The platform also make it very easy to customize the flow. So basically, you can personalize the flow to make sure that it is aligned with your very specific business procedure.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and then you can also maintain the performance and making sure that you are improving the output of the Copilot just right in the platform without any like knowing the coding, just drag and drop and typing in your request. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's not that easy to start working with AI, right? There's, on one side, like you said, there's so many possibilities that it can lead to a sort of analysis paralysis, right? Where you paralyze because of the possibilities. So you already said there's a solution to that, and that is think about your goals or think about the pain points. So really focus on something you want to solve. But then when you start using AI tools and start to create solutions, you also have to deal with the fact that this is such a young profession. So is there any advice or tips you can give to the entrepreneur or marketer or salesperson who's listening, or the CEO who's listening, who says, Anne, I love what you're saying and I get enthusiastic about it, but, tomorrow when I'm back at the office, how am I going to navigate this landscape? What are the things we can do in our organization because in the beginning of this podcast, you said, don't be left behind, right? So the fear of losing out, we want to win. We want to be the next generation who's embracing this technology.
So for organizations, I think it is important to have an organization that nurtures the use, also the development of generative AI or AI solution. What I have been seeing very often that more and more companies start having like an AI lead. It's like a rule to bridge the gap between the technical knowledge and also the business strategy.
Yeah.
Second to that, it's very important to make sure that the AI lead connect with all departments in the organization. So he's not like an isolated island.
Yeah.
cross function collaboration is very important, since you can make sure that the AI solution will have access to variety domain knowledge within your organization.
Yeah.
And if you have a problem that you need to solve with AI, you can think about different angles that solution will solve, like problem with multiple angles.
Yeah.
Next to that is would be the organization should encourage their employee to learn and use AI, but at the same time provide guidance.
Yeah.
For example, if you're using a free version of ChatGPT and you have like a confidential deal with a customer, and then you share that with ChatGPT, your data is not secure.
No.
It's not your data anymore.
No.
So some guidelines on and best practice on how to using AI would be really beneficial.
Yeah, that's good.
And also, I see that a lot of organization is nowadays starting to have like an AI lab. So it's like a controlled environment for the host, for everyone to test out the AI ideas.
I like that.
And just validate the idea, also see if it's actually working in the real world environment.
Yeah, is it saving you time? Is it making the quality better?
Yeah.
Is it bringing in more revenue, or whatever the goal was? You have to test it and see if it works, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And continuously testing, so
Yeah.
continuously improving as well. Another aspect which is also very important is responsible AI. So how you make sure that AI is not doing anything harm, even unintentionally. So it is important, if you are building AI application, that you having a framework for responsible AI to ensure safety and ethical use of AI.
Awesome.
You probably will want to think about one person or maybe even a board internally or externally to review your responsible AI framework or application in your development life cycle. And last but not least, also investing in talent, because talent will is like the energy, the blood,
it is. They make the company, right? Or the organization. Yeah.
And teach them, giving them training on how to use AI.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important too.
And
so,
just one more thing. The last one is infrastructure.
We're getting excited here.
Because generative AI, when your AI system grows, you also need to scale up your infrastructure. Think about your data storage and about your network and also your security.
Yeah, it's an important point. How many people in the organization are, you're absolutely at the forefront of things in the Microsoft Corporation. How many colleagues in the Dutch office are you working on together on this AI thing?
I would say AI is a top of mind of everyone right now at Microsoft AI and Copilot.
Yeah.
So for us, it is important to actually embedding the use of Copilot and AI in every day.
Yeah.
It is also about try to understand what Copilot can do, and then we can better communicate that values to customer. And sooner or later, AI will be everywhere in all kind of application or product. So before we used to have like a modern work, as you think about Office 365, and we have business application like Dynamic. But if you look at it right now, each product of Microsoft have its own Copilot. So we have Copilot for PowerPoint, we have Copilot for ERP, for sales, Copilot for marketing, even GitHub Copilot for the developer as well. So Copilot and AI are top of mind for everyone, and everyone is working on something related to AI and Copilot.
It's not gonna go away, right? It's not a hype. it's something that's really brings in so many possibilities. And I hope that the listener, because of this podcast, because of what you shared, will have a newfound energy and some really practical things that we can do to make our organization ready for AI. Is there anything that I should have asked you, Anne, that I haven't asked you yet, that you feel like, well, before I leave, I need to share this, or I need to talk about this?
Not that something you haven't asked, but I have been thinking, because AI is so popular, and we have tons of video or course online telling you should use AI this way, that is what it's good for. I think you should try to find your own answer. What does generative AI mean for you?
Yeah, good.
And start learning, like take a proactive approach. So first learning about the basic concept, what is generative AI is, what is its strength or limitation. So when you understand that, you can utilize the strength and also navigate through the limitation.
I love it.
Last but not least, learning by doing, and also get to know, connect to people who are working with AI, generative AI, to share ideas.
Yeah, that's good too. Share ideas. Well, we definitely shared some ideas today. Where do we send people if they want to know and learn more about Microsoft and what Microsoft can offer in this AI landscape with Copilot?
Please check out Microsoft Learn, MS Learn. There you can find a course about AI for all kinds of audience, like from beginners to advanced. Either you are business audience or technical audience.
Yeah. Cool.
Check out MS Learn.
And what if people want to get in contact with you and want to ask a question? Where can they connect with you? Do we send them to your LinkedIn profile or?
Yes, definitely. They can connect with me via LinkedIn.
Yeah.
My name's Anh Chu, INHCHU. And I'm really happy to hear how everyone is using generative AI nowadays and exchange ideas.
Yeah. There's two last questions I ask everybody who's in the podcast. And one of them is, if all the billboards in Holland would be yours for a day, what message would you like to give?
I definitely gonna put on the question, what does generative AI mean for you?
Wonderful. Yeah, that's a good question to think about and to really start making sense of this new world we have come a part of. And, we can be excited that we live in a generation that for the first time we get to use all these new technologies. I read this week that somebody said, I don't know, I think it was somebody at a large corporation where they said, this might be like fire and electricity, two of these big changes in the history of mankind, where we learned how to make fire, then we got electricity, and now we have AI. So, my last question to you, Anne, is I'm a book lover. StoryBrand book is still number one in Holland in the category of marketing. But I can imagine that there's somebody or something that has inspired you along your journey. And it could be a book, it could be a movie, it could be a documentary, or is there anything that is a source of inspiration for your life and work that you would like to share with the listener?
There is one online learning platform, deeplearning.ai, that I learned a lot about technical aspect of AI there. It's definitely worth checking out.
Wonderful. Deeplearning.ai.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much for coming all the way to Leusden and being in this podcast. And we're definitely going to connect on LinkedIn and follow your journey. And thank you for the inspiration you've been in, how we can embrace a culture of AI in our organization. Thank you so much.
Such a great time. Thanks a lot for having me.
See you next time.
See you next time.
As always, thank you for listening to the StoryBrand podcast. As you've noticed over the last few months, we've been doing more and more English-speaking episodes with English-speaking guests, and more are to come. Right after the summer, we have some special guests coming up as well, and Anh Chu is absolutely one of them. I'm really excited about AI, and it's incredible, interesting to hear the practicality that Anh Chu brought to this discussion. And it's another, I would say, invitation to all of us to embrace the change and to look for ourselves. How can we profit from it? And how can we benefit our customers with everything that AI has to offer? So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if so, please leave a 5-star review at your favorite podcast platform, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. And be so friendly to maybe share a little post on LinkedIn and let others know about the podcast so we can grow the podcast and reach more people with a message of positivity, personal development, and business development. See you next week. Bye-bye.